Shalom. Shalom. What's up, man? What's up with y'all brothers?
Just chilling, bro.
Chilling.
Enjoying this coast weather.
That's good, man. That is good. That is good. So let me answer this. Let me ask this question. Now I'm gonna ask this question. So Africa is the future. How do y'all feel about that? Explain that. Either one of y'all can go. How do you feel about Africa being the future?
I feel good about it. I believe Africa is the future.
Why?
I believe Africa the future because it's the youngest place on earth. This is the most youthful place on earth. I think the average age is somewhere between 19 and 22 or something like that. I think that's the average age here. Mm-hmm. So any place that's got a youth population like that is definitely the future, And not only that, all the resources that comes from here, right? And you got so many places all over the world. These places are just being desecrated, so you can't even grow good crops out of a lot of these places. But here, hey man, the future.
Future. I believe it. And what about you? How you do you feel that Africa is the future? And why? Why?
Yeah, I think Africa is the future because I think we've been lied to so long about Africa, the stereotypes and the misconceptions. Man, Africans is pretty cool, man. Like when you really dive into the culture, it's so many different cultures, and Africa's a whole continent, so it's so much, and a lot of it is blowing up on the internet right now. You got they on there dancing, they doing comedy, and they ain't got the big funding like the West do. They doing it from the muscle. You have 6 kids in a village, and they'll get 100 million views just off of doing a Michael Jackson dance or reenacting a Denzel movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's another spin on it. But Africa is definitely the future, man, because everything the world needs is here. You know what I'm saying? Africa is it, man.
Right. And that Afro beat's taking over, boy.
Okay, yeah.
Afro beats everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the Afro, the beats, the music, definitely. Africa. I mean, I feel like Africa the future too. Let me ask y'all this question. Let me ask y'all this. So, and Africa is on the rise. People have to understand that Africa is on the rise. That's why it's being promoted the way it's being promoted. But let me ask y'all this: what would it take for the children of Israel to come together? Like, what would it take for us to come together? Like, what's some key things that's needed, for us to come together? What would you say?
Key things that's needed for us to come together. Humility, I would say. You're talking about tangibles or intangibles?
I mean, whatever.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What's needed?
Well, yeah. Intangibly, I would say humility. Humility, space. We need our own space to deal with each other. We need that's tangible. Land. So that we'll be able to deal with each other. Education, not the education that we've been receiving, but education that we can come together and teach ourselves according to what we understand as far as our history. That's what I believe right there.
Okay. What about you, bro?
Yeah, I think what it's gonna take for us to come together is what is exactly what's going on is making us come together, and that's these nations actually showing us, and these governments showing us exactly who they are. A lot of the countries already knew that, but America was one of the places that a lot of people thought was the land of milk and honey, the promised land. So a lot of us are waking up to understanding that it's not that, and that the government, it never was for us. So I think what's going to take us to come together is the waking up, the reality of things. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't put here on this earth to get the most successful you can in your job and live in $1 million house. You weren't put here to be the best basketball player or football player. You know what I'm saying? You were put here to understand your God-given purpose. So I think once we understand our purpose as a nation, then that's gonna bring us together.
Yeah, that's key. Yeah, our purpose as a nation. Once we understand that, we should be able to unify, you know, underneath our commonality. You know what I mean? So, all right, let me ask you this. What is a revolutionary to you? What's a revolutionary to you?
A revolutionary is somebody who's revolting against the system. Now that's what everybody knows, right? Now we understand that we are those that the system is taking advantage of, our people, the poor. So of course those people, anybody that's looking to uplift their own people, our people, is automatically a revolutionary. Anybody who's looking to provide for our people and give them truth and understanding is automatically a revolutionary, because we bucking against the system. That system that wants to just keep us at base level. You know, to me that's a revolutionary. A revolutionary is somebody not that you know, understand that the kingdom is not gonna come by observation. We got to get out here on the grassroots level and start making things happen. That's for your people. That's a revolutionary. Matter of fact, a revolutionary, you can just simply love your people. And you're a revolutionary. Love and deed. So to me, that's a revolution.
Okay. What about you? What's a revolutionary to you?
Man, when you say what is a revolutionary, you know, a lot of people come to mind when you say that. A revolutionary can be like a Marcus Garvey, a Malcolm X. I mean, even a Martin Luther King to some degree. You know, I think a revolutionary is somebody who opposes, you know, not only just local governments but the world, because you got a lot of people that they're just sheep. They go one way. So you know, we'll be getting treated so wrong so long, but it'll take that one person to spark. You know what I'm saying? To revolt against. You know what I'm saying? Even if it take death, you know, scrutiny, you know, embarrassment, shaming, you know what I'm saying? A revolutionary is somebody that's gonna stand up against that bully, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a revolutionary is.
So, would you consider the Hebrew Israelites today revolutionaries?
Most definitely.
Why? Why would you say that?
Because when you look at every point of history, they're always been, the Most High have always put His Spirit, even if we don't think that it was probably the right doctrine, but He always put His Spirit in these people. You know what I'm saying? We're the voice of the Most High here on earth. You know what I'm saying? He said He was gonna hide His face, but we represent that in the flesh, because you know, when a Black Panther stood up, you know, everybody listened. Fred Hampton, when he spoke, you know, everybody listened because he had that fire in him. You get what I'm saying? But modern day Israelites, who standing on these corners, warning the people, telling them to repent. Who, you know, even though it's not cool, they revolting against, you know, everything that the system is trying to push.
Right. What? Yeah.
And also awakening the minds of the people. That's huge. I think that's really overlooked. Because like the brother said, he said you'll have one brother that stand up and revolt, but see, that brother would never stand up if somebody would have never sparked that brother's mind. So it's huge to have brothers out here who really don't mind teaching that truth and bringing it out. Right? Two brothers and sisters who may be ignorant, or may just not, you know, just be ignorant, you know.
Understand? Yeah. Okay. So now, the Hebrew Israelites today, we consider revolutionaries. So, you know, the revolutionary is a change. You want to make a change. So, would y'all say that the Hebrew Israelites today, we would be the ones that's going to make that change that the world is looking for, that the world is needing? Is it going to be the Hebrew Israelites that's going to cause that revolution?
I believe so, and I'll tell you why. Because when you really get down to the definition of an Israelite, we all just recognizing the origin of our forefathers. You know, we're not talking about, oh, he called on this name, or he called on this, or he believed this. We're talking about, do we share the same origin? You get what I'm saying? So if you're a Muslim, I believe you're an Israelite if you come from that same place. If you you know what I'm saying, you Christian, you Catholic, we can always come back to our origin. So I think that would if we could get that established first, then we'd be good.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I think it'll be I think actually right now, a change is happening. Right? I believe right now a change. Yeah, it is. A reset is happening. You know what I mean? So we having a whole lot of things go on, and I believe that's because of our people aren't willing to participate in the things that we once were, because we're not ignorant to the things that are happening to us anymore. We were, but I believe we begin to withdraw. Once we begin to withdraw ourselves, now you're starting to see. The nations want to do a reset. They're like, no, we got to reset this system. We got to get everything. They're panicking. So yeah, you're seeing a revolution right now. Brothers and sisters never left America to go to Africa. You know, from America, from where we're from, we never saw that. You know, but right now you're seeing that at all-time numbers, man. All-time numbers, and we actually coming over here. We got a testimony for the people here. You know, and so yeah, that's revolution. You know, and we start to stick together and begin to organize and come together for a common goal, and that goal is to raise up our people. You know.
Hey, hold on. That's powerful though. He said that is a revolution in itself, because you see thousands people going all over Rwanda, Uganda, Mozambique, Malawi, man, people in Madagascar. Like, bro, that gotta be of the Most High. When you just get up and you just leave your job, your house, your car, everything, you revolting against. I don't want that no more. I'm going. Yeah, that's a revolution.
Interesting. So now this is a scripture. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 4 verse 28, and let me get it real quick. And it reads this. It is just had it. All right, so it reads, "Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee." You know, what's y'all understanding on that? You know, for this scripture right there, Ecclesiasticus chapter 4 verse 28. "Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee."
So, what I see in that, my understanding of that is to, fight to stay obedient. Fight to stay obedient. And the Most High fight for us, and against all odds, no matter what it is. Even when people come at you and tell you, hey, we're going to kill you for it. All that. To me, that's what that means. Strive for obedience. You know what I mean? Because to me, truth is to be obedient to the word. That's what truth is to me. I understand that, the scriptures tell you that the law is true, Christ is true, but we got to be obedient in that. So yeah, we have to be. If we strive for truth, the Father will fight for us. And I believe that.
That's true. Yeah, strive for the truth. Because really, what else are we doing in life? You know what I'm saying? Like, you only get, a short time here. You know what I'm saying? And if you, as a child, I thought as I got older, I started realizing how corrupt the world was, how the children are targeted, how, good people are done wrong in this world, and there's a group of people that's targeting the mass population. So that right there itself put a spark in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna die for trying to, make things right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, no. Go ahead, bro. I was.
Okay. All right. So now going back to the revolutionary aspect, what makes a revolution and a revolutionary? What makes them stagnant? What makes a revolution stagnant? What makes a revolution not driving the wheels to make a change? Yeah, and what makes a revolution movement stagnant, to the point they're not making change? And how can we overcome that so we can keep these wheels going to make this change in this world?
I would say self-centeredness. You know, you can get self-centered and, you know, because anytime you dealing with the work like what we doing with the charities and things of that sort, you can't be self-centered because sometimes you ain't gonna feel like getting up to go and do certain things, but you got to do it. And if you allow yourself to just sit back, you know, hey, I don't feel like doing it. Now you're feeling in the spirit of selfishness. And when you deal that way, now you stagnate the work. Because a lot of times people don't realize the huge part they play in the work. And, you know, they don't realize it, and they think they roll for granted, and they begin to say, hey, you know what, I'm straight on, so and so get this and do that, and then you missing stops the whole work. A lot of times you don't realize, you know, that your involvement is that huge. Yeah. So I believe that self-centeredness can stagnate the work. I also believe that pride can stagnate the work. Because now we won't look at each other and consider each other's ideas and other people's thoughts. And we'll begin to talk over brothers and sisters. We won't let them get their words out or their thoughts out because we feel as though it only matters what we say. So I believe that can stagnate a work of revolution. I believe just looking at each other and not having that compassion for each other as brothers, as sisters. You know, and you know, because we don't feel a connect. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying earlier, we always can come back to, hey, we share common ancestry, and if we can look back and say, oh, okay, we got this common ancestry, that should right there. That should be enough to say, you know what, I can have compassion on him because that's my brother, or her because that's my sister. And I believe that those are three things that can stagnate a revolution. Okay. And I believe all of those fall under self-centeredness.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What about you? Like, what can make a revolution movement stagnant, and how can we change that? You know,
I think what makes us stagnant can be comfortability. Like, for example, I can sit at home and lay in my bed and watch YouTube all day or watch Netflix all day. That's comfortable. But I think we have to make ourselves uncomfortable. Like Christ and the disciples, they made themselves uncomfortable. Christ didn't even have a place to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He was out working, constantly working. I'm sure he wasn't comfortable at all. His feet probably was hurt from walking everywhere. You know, you probably didn't feel safe, but you got to make yourself uncomfortable. And that's still a lesson. That's something that I'm still learning. Of course, we're trying to strive to be like the Son, like Christ. But also, I think and I'm gonna say this too, because when you look at, let's say, American history, we were most, the revolution was more big when there was more oppression on us. You get what I'm saying? But I think when they say a gift shall, what's the scripture?
A gift destroy the heart.
A gift destroy the heart. So, you know, these nations give us things and we get comfortable. We sit back. You get what I'm saying? But when the reality of things come into effect, then, you know. So I think the lives of this world make us stagnant. You know, the comfortability
and desire. Certain things we desire that's totally outside of what we trying to push towards. And we looking at it, I want this.
Desires of the world.
Yeah, we begin to sidetrack because we looking at what it is we desire and not looking at the good of the whole.
Gotcha.
Glad you shared that.
Well, that makes sense, man. Interesting, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say another thing too. Differences and offenses. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Offenses. I see a lot of people get offended, and they don't use the scriptures. They don't confront that offense, and then they just leave it lingering until, you know, the smallest thing happened, and it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. It just blow up into another situation. Now we just got set back 100 steps, and, you know, what we were building just got tore down because of, you know, an offense. It should have been brought to brother and sister.
Okay. All right, this is the last question. What benefits comes from having an NGO out here in Africa? Because we have an NGO out here in East Africa. What benefits comes with that for the diaspora? Like, not only the benefits, but tell me the importance of it, you know, and the responsibility of it, you know. So what would y'all say? What's the benefits and what's the responsibility and what's the importance of having an NGO in Africa?
For the diaspora, the benefits, the benefits, would just be dealing with, well, it's a couple of benefits actually, because, you'll be able to build a good rapport amongst the people, right, which to me is greater than anything else. Building a rapport with the people, and also, having a good name amongst the people. That's the greatest thing to me, because you can show your work. Damn, this is what we do. See, hey, and to me that's the greatest benefit. But then you also have a benefit, that some people look at when it comes to visa situations and things of that sort. Now you're able to have a longer stay, with also you'll be able to move better. There's different things you'll be able to do that you wouldn't be able to do under another type of visa. So yeah, when you talk about visas, that's a benefit. Now the responsibility part of it is, you always want to show yourself. You always, like I said, we got to show a united front. We can't be out here. We have a responsibility under the NGO, under the name, because we're providing a service to the people. We have a responsibility to uphold ourselves to the highest standard, under Christ. So that, to me, that's the responsibility there. But yeah, and we got to show ourselves to be like Christ. And within that NGO, that we got Children's Bread, we got, we got to make sure we got we got the name from the scriptures, so we got to make sure we holding ourselves to that standard. That's the scripture.
What about you? What's the benefits, the importance, and the responsibility with having an NGO?
For the benefits, I would say you got business opportunities. Because you can't really just walk into a country and just start setting up. You got to have, organizations that represent you. Like business opportunities. You got land opportunities. You have a lot of different opportunities. But so I think that it gives you an opportunity to build with the locals too. Because a lot of them, they lacking opportunities just like us. You know what I'm saying? We just regular people coming over here trying to build something. Most High's will. But a lot of them benefit from you start to build relationships with them before you look up. Dang, we've been working together for 1-2 years. We gain trust, like the brother said. We building relationships with the community, with the government. The government it's hard to look over somebody that been doing work and doing charity work in your country for a couple years. That's a resume. So that's trust right there. So now when you bringing more people in, it don't look like we a terrorist organization. You see, we got good works, we got witnesses. They're saying, hey, these good people right here. So what was the other one?
The benefits, the importance, the responsibility.
Oh the responsibility. Like I say, responsibility is showing the people in that place. It's showing what your NGO represents. With ours specifically is doing the work for the children. The less fortunate. The fatherless, and the children, the parentless children. But that's the responsibility of helping. You get what I'm saying? And what was the other one?
Benefits, importance, and responsibility.
Okay, yeah. But it like I said, I think I answered the importance is basically showing why you're here. You know what I'm saying? We here. This is what we represent, and we gonna show it. You get what I'm saying? We ain't gonna just talk about it. So,
definitely. Well, man, I appreciate y'all brothers, man.
Appreciate you,
man.
This brother doing the work, man. He going all around Africa, man.
Y'all brothers doing it, man. I appreciate you, man. Taking y'all time with the blessing to interview y'all brothers, man. This won't be the last. This won't, this is just the first, So, man, appreciate it, man.